Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel, and on this channel I talk about holistic wellness and intentional living. And today I am back with another Notion video. A few weeks ago, I made a video sharing my personal Notion setup, which had a lot going on, from goal setting to meal planning, and then there was finance tracking and task managing. So it wasn't too surprising that I got a lot of questions about it. So in this video, I want to go into a bit more detail on one particular aspect of my overall system, which is the planner. The system I've created helps me stay on top of my goals, tasks, events, and allows me to plan and reflect on various areas of my life on a consistent basis. I'm able to be a lot more intentional with how I spend my time, be more productive, and more organized. So I'm going to be sharing my productivity planner template with you. It's based on my own system that you saw in the last video, but a little more streamlined and user-friendly. So I hope this will give you some ideas on how you can maximize your Notion for productivity, or if you like what you see here, you can grab this exact template all set up and ready to go. The link is in the description. So let's go ahead and dive into my Notion planner. So this is the productivity planner, and this first page is the dashboard, basically the home base where you first go and where you can get kind of an overview of some of the other areas of the planner. It gives you a view of some of the important parts that you want to see on a regular basis, and then it also gives you easy access to all of the other pages of the planner. And all of those are in this navigation section to the right side. And so I'm just going to take you through each of the different pages and features that you're going to have within the planner. And first, let's just go through this dashboard section and give you an idea of what's included there. Then we'll move on to the other pages. So this is your dashboard. Here at the top, you can add in a motivational quote, affirmation, or mantra that you want to be reminded of on a regular basis. Below that, you have your goals. These are your current goals that you're working on. These are just some examples here. You can fill in your own, but they will show up right here, front and center, so that you know exactly what you're working toward. And then this next up section shows you all of your tasks and events and activities that are coming up during that week. So whatever you have going on for that week, it's going to show up right here. And you don't actually have to do anything. It's all fully automated. So if you add a date to a task, which I'm going to show you how to do that later, as long as it's happening within that week, you're going to see it there. So it really focuses everything in and shows you exactly what's going on, like right then, not, overcrowding with everything that's going on. It's focused on that week. And then going all the way down is your schedule section, which has a calendar view of your tasks and events. And these are just a couple of examples, and they will just be presented as a calendar. So you can add all of your events, your tasks, and you'll see it here as in a calendar view. Going back up to these side sections, I mentioned that this is the navigation that has all of the sections of the planner, really easy to access. To the left, jumping over here, is the planner quick links. So these are the sections of the actual planner itself where you're doing like your daily, weekly, monthly planning. So you can see that you have today's daily journal or daily planner. I like to call it a journal, which I'll get into in a bit. Today it has this week, and then it has this month, and that is automatically updated. So you don't have to do anything, and you come back the next day, it's going to be showing the next day. If the week changes, the week will change. So I love how that is just like automatically done, so you can quickly jump into any of these areas without having to search through a lot of stuff. And then on this other side, on the right, we have the bulletin board. It's kind of like a sticky note where you can put any random notes, reminders, thoughts, ideas, anything that you want to put here. That's a place for you to jot that down really quickly. And the cool thing is this bulletin board is synced to other pages in the planner, so anything that you write here is going to show up on the bulletin board on those other pages, so you'll be able to see that in a few. So let's say I just said remember to walk the dog. So you're gonna see where that's gonna show up in other areas. So let's go into the planner section, which is kind of like the heart of the whole system. And that looks like this. And it's broken into a couple different areas. You have your yearly planner, your monthly planner, your weekly planner, and then your daily journal. So I'm going to quickly walk you through each of those sections, and keep in mind that this is all set up, the dates, the weeks, the dates for the years, weeks, months, days are all set up through 2024. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to be doing it every day. It's all set up for you. So that makes it a lot easier. So if we start out in the yearly planner over here, this is your yearly planning template. Let me make it a little bit bigger. And basically just a space for you to plan out your year, your vision, your goals, and then at the end reflect on how everything went, and again start planning for the next year. So this is the vision board section. You can get your pictures right from Notion if you want to put your vision board directly in here, or you can import it from another source, like if you use Canva, or even if you have a physical board, you could take a picture of it and put it right in this section. And then if you're like me, I like to have a word of the year and then do a mission statement for the year. And this section is for you to brainstorm and then kind of organize and plan out your dreams and goals. And there's another page that is specifically for dreams and goals, so I'll go into it in a little bit more detail there. But just know that whatever you do on this page also links to that page, so you can work on it from either of those two sources. And then this is your end of the year review, your year at a glance. This section basically is just going to show you all of the months of that year. And as you go along, there's a place on each month to add in your memories. So as you're putting that in throughout the year, at the end, it's all going to be right here for you to look back at. And then this just has some reflection prompts for you to think back on the good parts, the challenging parts, the lessons learned, all of that happened for that year. So these are just a couple of questions to get you thinking back and planning ahead for the next year. The next section is the monthly planner, and just as you saw where the memory showed up for the months, it's going to also show here as you go through, and so you can easily see what you had going on in every month. So I guess I'll just click into June, since I already kind of started with an example there. So when you first go into it, it's going to look like this. All you have to do is click on this monthly planning template, and then it's going to fill it in for you. So then the month at a glance shows all of the months for that week. So you just have to change the dates for this to make it correlate with the current month. So that's really easy to do. So now you're going to have your weeks of the year, or weeks of that month, all right here, so you can quickly access, and then you can also look back on what you did that week. So I'll show you how that works in a second. But just going through this overall template, you have the section for planning, and then at the end of the month, this is your area to reflect on how the month went. So just some prompts for you to think through and just kind of review and reflect on your month. And that's something that you can do at the end of every month. So going back up to this month at a glance page, this these are, links to the months. These are the links to the weeks of that month. And as you do your weekly planning, these are going to be filled in. So let me just give you an example of what that actually looks like when everything's filled in. This is my own planner that's already like all done and filled in. And so it's going to look like this because there's a section for you to add a photo of an event or a time from that week, and then your favorite memories. So you can see all of that here. So that's basically what this is going to end up looking like as you fill it all in. So we have the yearly planner, monthly planner, and down here is the weekly planner. And this shows a couple of views. This has just this week's planner. You can see the weeks of this month. You can see all the weeks of 2023, and then you can see 2024 as well. So let's just go into this week. And it's going to look like this. This is the area where you would add your photo for the week and then your favorite memories. That's going to show up in the month at a glance section. Let me enlarge this. And then you're going to open up your weekly planning template. Okay, so motivation, maybe you have a quote or affirmation or reminder that you want to focus on for that week. This is your week at a glance section where you're going to list your top priorities, your events and appointments, and any self-care practices that you want to remember to do. Over here is your daily journals where you can basically reflect on how you were feeling each day and also do your planning for the day, which is the next section we'll talk about. But you can access it right here from the weekly planner. Your weekly habits. So you can fill in any habits that you want to track throughout the week and check off as you do those. And then here is an example of the bulletin board that we talked about in the beginning. You can see your note to remember to walk the dog right here. So you definitely won't forget that. And then down here is your schedule where you can input the different tasks and things that you want to focus on each day. Check them off when you're done. And above that is a view of your master task list, just so you know the things that are on your list to get done, so you can fill those in your schedule below. And then this is a view of your weekly routines, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in a few. And of course, at the end of the week, there is a review section for you to basically just reflect on how the week went, some things you're grateful for, some wins, and some ways you can improve. That leads us to the final section of the planner, which is the daily journals. And that looks like this. I'm just going to keep it as a small page, but you can make it a full page if you want to. So there's a couple of different options here for how you can do your planning for the day. But at the top, these are the sections that I use the most, which is the mood. I like to put how my mood was, if it was low, neutral, good, or great. And then my energy levels, and then a summary of what I did that day. So then I can look back on any day and remember exactly what I was doing and some of the highlights from that day. and that has actually been helpful for me over the years. But then there's also these two template options that you can use to really plan out your day. So one is the 5-minute journal. If you've ever heard of the 5-minute journal, there's a hard copy version, which is literally 5 minutes of you preparing for your day and then reflecting on it at night. And there's also the daily planning template. I guess I'll just show you this one for now. Just know that you have multiple options here. And so these are some of the prompts for the morning and then for the evening. So there's a lot of opportunities for planning and reflection throughout all of the pages of this planner. So let's move on to some of the other areas of the planner. The next one I want to talk about is the task list, which looks like this. So this is a pretty simple database where you can input all of your tasks, things that you want to get done, and there's a couple of different properties that you can use to organize them. And there's also a couple of different views here, filtering them based on the different properties and criteria. So you have all your tasks listed here. You have upcoming tasks, which is just that current week. Then there's completed tasks, the tasks that you're done, the high priority tasks, what else? Then there's tasks by the context, and then the calendar view. So keep in mind when you're listing your tasks, you don't have to put a date if you don't have a specific time that you want to do them. They'll just kind of stay here for when you're ready to do them or to assign them to a date. But then when you do have a date here, that's when it's going to show up on your dashboard, and then it will show up in this upcoming tasks view. So this is basically just a place for you to list all of your to-dos, all the things that you want to do, whether now or in the future, and you can house all of that right here. Again, here's the bulletin board reminding you to walk the dog. Next is the calendar, which is a place for you to input all of your events, like your appointments, meetings, birthdays, activities, all the things like that. And I forgot to mention in the task list, but there is a button here for you to add a new task. You can do it really easily. Well, let's just go back to that really quick. When you want to add a task, there's a few ways you can do it. You can click here, you can click down here where it says new, but then you can also really easily add it by clicking this button. Put the name of your task, the context, what area it would fall into, priority, high, medium, low, any notes about it, date, and then it already says that this is a task. So kind of in the same way is this add new event button. It allows you to add a new event to your calendar. Upcoming events shows you the events that are happening this month, and then the calendar shows you, all your events for that month. It can also show you just the events for that week when you change this view to this week. And then you can also see the full calendar, which would include all of your tasks and events in one place. So it's up to you which view you want to see. You can use all of them at different points of time. Next is the weekly reset section. And this is just kind of a checklist that you can do at the end of each week. I break it up into 3 areas. So you have reflecting on the past week or the past month, doing your reset, which is the planning time, and then recharge, which is basically doing anything that makes you feel good, makes you feel kind of recharged and ready for the week. So some kind of self-care activity. That's something that I highly recommend doing. Then we have the routine section, and this is just a place for you to clarify the routines that you want to have that are important to you, that make you feel your best. So over here is your ideal schedule where you would put in, the times that you want to do things, the things that you want to do every day. Of course, not every day is going to actually look like your ideal schedule, but it's nice to have that just written out so you know what you're working toward. And then you have your daily routine section. So far I have the morning and evening routine, but you can add in another routine, like if you have an afternoon routine or something else, you can add that here, and just a couple of ideas that you can include. This is loosely based on my own morning and evening routine, but you can change these and customize it, of course, to your own life and your own needs. And then at the bottom is your weekly routine. So if you have tasks that you do on a weekly basis, like if you do something every Sunday, like meal prepping, for example, or if you go grocery shopping every Friday or do laundry on Thursdays, or anything like that, this is where you can kind of organize that all here, so you know what you want to do on certain days and you are able to stick with that on a weekly basis. And you can also see this weekly routine in your weekly planning, so when you're planning out your week, you have quick access to that. Okay, dreams and goals section. This is the same database that you saw in the yearly planning page, and so that is why there's a link to it here, so you can easily go back and forth if you want to access it there or here. How this works is you'll basically input your goals. Here I just have a couple of examples, and then you'll choose a life area, like working out consistently would be health and wellness, saving 10K would be finance, and so you can also, change those or add in any as you see fit, and then decide on your time frame, and then decide on your why, because I really believe that if you have a why, it's going to help you to stick with it and remember, why this is actually important to you and help motivate you. And there's a couple of view options for this. This shows all of your goals, no matter if it's in progress, if it's, not yet started. So these are the status options. So if you just have a goal that you want to do in the future, you're going to put not started. If you're working on that goal right now, it's in progress. And if you've completed that goal and you've achieved it, then it's going to be achieved. And when you hit achieve, that goal is going to show up here in this achieved section, and this current goal section is just the goals that you're currently working on, not the ones that you're not started on, not the ones that are for the future, but the ones that you're doing right now. And this is a gallery view, so there's a picture, so you can add a photograph to also make it a little bit more inspirational. And this is also the goals that you're seeing on your dashboard. And then you can also see it based on life area. So this is a board view. So if you had multiple health and wellness goals, they would all be listed together. So it groups it based on the life area. So that can be helpful to, visualize it that way. Inside of the goals, if you click in here, there is a goal setting template that helps you just kind of think through your goals a little bit more deeply and then flesh out and plan out how you're going to achieve it. So I'll show you what that looks like. So there are 4 kind of sections: make it meaningful, make it measurable, make it achievable, and make it enjoyable. And there's questions to consider in each of these. For example, in the make it meaningful, you're going to answer, why is it important to me? What impact will achieving this goal have on my life? How will I feel when I accomplish this goal? So each section has some questions to help you clarify and create a plan of action on how to achieve your goal. So that is the dreams and goals section, and the last section is the planner. The last section is the journal. So this is just a place for digital journaling. Some people might like, handwritten journaling, but I like to also incorporate some digital journaling because it's easy to organize and easy for me to look back at. So over here in the My Journal section is where you can just do some journaling. You can easily add a new journal entry. You can give it a title, give it a tag so you know what area it relates to, and then you can just start typing. And then there's also some journaling inspo to get you started, a site that has 64 journaling prompts for self-discovery, I believe it was. So that's something that is helpful to refer back to if you need some ideas on how to get started. And then you can also see here your daily journal section from the planner section. And then once you have all these filled in, as you can see for the example one that I did, it's going to show you, each day how you were feeling, how was your energy, and you can look back at if you did any like the 5-minute journal or the daily planning if you want to refer back to that. So that is the productivity planner. If you like this system and think it could be helpful for you, you can get this exact template for yourself. The link is in the description. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video and found value in it. If so, consider giving a like and subscribing for more content from me. Hope to see you in the next video.